Hi, I'm Darren from Rutabaga. I want to talk to you a little bit about traditional paddles. So, why a traditional paddle? And that's a question we get a lot here. A lot of reasons. Number one is just the functionality of them. I really like how quiet they are. They're smooth in and out of the water. They just feel really good. In-water recoveries are quiet, so if you're paddling along trying to sneak up on some wildlife and get a picture, it's just easy to bring the paddle forward in the water. Super solid grip. It's a big blade, even though it looks small. If you put it next to, this is what you're usually expecting to see as a canoe paddle, it looks like it's a lot smaller, but if you cut the end off and add it in here, you've got pretty much the same blade area. So I like how they feel in the water. They get a good grip. Just aesthetically, I mean, all wood is pretty and all paddles are pretty, but these are just gorgeous. And aesthetics is a big important part of why we paddle. The top grip's a little bit different. The meat of your palm fits right in that spot there, and it feels really good, so you just push. They're flexible, so when you take a stroke, you'll load the paddle up a little bit, and you get that back at the end of the stroke. So it adds some shock absorption to it. So you can see that it's pretty flexible. And some people say, well, there's nothing on the bottom to protect it. Well, no one's had that for years, right? That's a relatively recent thing. Usually the guys that make these leave a little bit of beef at the bottom of them. As long as you're not trying to break them, it's not a pry bar, right? You're not shoving it into the water and into the sand or the rocks and pushing. It'll last forever. And even if they break because of a grain problem, they're protected by warranty. Not abuse, but warranty. So they come in 3 basic blade sizes, the ones that we carry do. These are from Badger Paddle up in Ontario. So he has the Badger tail, the tripper, and the sliver. You can see they look similar, but there's some subtle differences. This one, you can see the widest part is down here at the bottom. So you're going to get the most engagement early in the stroke. Pretty large blade area. I like this one for me. I like a little bit bigger blade. The one we sell the most of is this one in the middle, the tripper. See, again, flexible, a little smaller blade. The widest part is up in here, so you get a little bit more of an easy entry and exit. And then there's the sliver. You can see it's very small, very thin, also flexible. A little paddle is really easy on your shoulders. So if you just want to paddle along, once you accelerate to the speed you're normally going, you don't need a big blade anymore, right? You just need a little blade just to keep you going. So the analogy I use is like your engine has 200 horsepower, but once you're going 55, you probably need about 30 or 40 to keep you going. So the first 5 or 6 strokes with the small bladed paddle might be a little bit of slip in the blade, but once you're moving, you can use a broomstick. So that's traditional paddles. We love them, we use them. If you have any questions, you can go to our website, rutabaga.com.